welcoming ourselves into morning meditation and yoga. As always, practicing live on the recording, taking the practice within your own pace, listening to what your body needs. And this session is very much themed around self-care, the care that we can provide for ourselves. And we are the only ones that can do this, hence self-care. We are the ones that are accountable for understanding when we need rest to rest, understanding when we are more resourced or if we need to expend more energy. I usually know when I need to expend more energy when my mind's racing, or if I'm thinking really quickly or talking really quickly. Or I feel quite restless. That's an indication usually for me that I need to expend energy. And understanding our body more can help us understand when to expend energy, when to reserve energy as part of self-care. It's also fulfilling or following through the promises that we make for ourselves. So well done for making or fulfilling that promise to make it to yoga this morning, giving yourself what you need. So as we settle in, noticing the points of contact with the ground, with the floor. Noticing maybe sensations of air brushing against your skin. The sounds surrounding you in your home, your room. And bringing that closer to the sounds of your body. Breathing, air flowing in and air flowing out. As always, we take the time to be curious, to explore our edge in our practice, what our body is willing to do today. So we check in physically, mentally, emotionally. Your energy levels, how are you feeling today, this morning? So that we can best attend to where we are at today, presently. Best attend to our body and well-being. And with that, setting the pretense of our practice this morning, feel free to place hands onto the belly, or one hand onto belly, one hand onto chest. And notice yourself breathe. Can we add a sense of softness to the breath? And can we slow that breath down? Slowing the breath down starts to self-regulate our nervous system. Nice, and we'll take another breath here to arrive. And then from here, feel free to start to wriggle fingers, wriggle toes. Invite movement in the head, maybe rocking side to side. When you're ready, stretch the arms, stretch the legs. Take a full body stretch, maybe even take a yawn. Nice, and then from there we're going to start to walk the hands and start to shift the shoulders over to the right. Walk the feet over to the right side of your mat. You can have them stacked on top of each other. You might stack your left foot on top of right. You might keep the arms reached up. You might fold the arms, resting them onto the ground or resting them onto your forehead. Entirely up to you. Creating that banana or C shape. More of a banana shape on the ground. Noticing as you breathe in and breathe out how that may change the sensations within the stretch. Nice. Take your time. Next, inhale. Guide yourself back through center. Take a stretch in the center. And on your exhale, start to shift yourself over to the other side. Again, you might start right ankle on top of the left. You might be clasping hold of your wrist, folding the arms. Just get that tilt of the shoulders to angle towards your left side of your mat. And we're breathing there, noticing how that breath in and breath out is changing the sensations that you feel within the stretch. Nice. When you are ready, next inhale, return back through to center. And then next exhale, hug the knees in, gently rocking side to side. Maybe roll the knees round in a little circle. And in the other direction as well. Starting to bring some more movement, let's circle the knees out and then circle the knees together. With the breath, that might be an exhale, circle the knees out, and then inhale, circle the knees together. Just starting to bring a bit of movement to your body, maybe synchronizing movement with breath, just noticing how your body responds, how it feels in your body. Nice, and if you would prefer to, you might want to stay there with movement. If you'd like to join me in a more still variation, we're going to draw the knees out and hold the ankles, keeping the heels down just for now. So we're bringing, maybe the toes touch, heels down, knees out. Breathing there. Relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the head. And let's take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Nice. So feel free to stay still here, or if movement is what you're craving for, you might gently rock side to side. You might then start to hold the inner arches of the feet and take the heels up and rock side to side there, or maybe you want to stay still. Take the time to be curious in your own body, noticing what you need this morning. Whether it's movement or stillness, attend to your body. Nice. When you are ready, let's release out of that pose, extending those legs into the air. Feel free to keep the knees bent. We're going to point and flex the feet. Just noticing how that might feel in the back of the legs, the fronts of the legs. Nice, and then when you're ready to, bringing those feet down as the knees bend, feet down mat width apart, arms stretch out, palms face up. Here in the center, we'll take a deep breath in. And then on the exhale, we're going to sway the knees over to right side. Inhale through center. Exhale, knees sway over to left. Again, attend to what your body needs. So if you prefer to keep flowing with that in your own pace of breath, taking that slowly in your own pace of breath. Noticing that you don't need to bring the knees to the ground, don't force anything. Gently guiding yourself into that movement. But if you prefer to practice in a more still approach, stay on one side and I'll let you know when to switch over. Whichever option you're in, remembering to breathe. Noticing how that feels in your body, how Maybe each time if you're moving, you visit a side, how it may feel different. And for those that have stayed on one side, guide yourself back through to the center. And exhale, make your way over to the other side. Nice, and again, whichever option you're in, I'm going to take 2 or 3 more breaths just so that you're even on both sides. Nice, and when you are ready, gently take your time to guide yourself back through center. Entirely up to you. You might want to hug the knees in, rock side to side. You might want to approach a stillness and just keep the feet out mat with knees together. Whichever option you're in, just take a moment to check in with your body. Nice, and then from there, when you're ready, collect those knees in to hold the back of the thighs. You might want to lift forehead towards knees, you might not. And then we're going to rock back and forth. And if that just doesn't feel too great this morning, then rolling over to the side to guide yourself up to seated. Finding a comfortable seat position, either cross-legged or extending those legs out. And then from there, let's shrug those shoulders up and let's draw the shoulders down. Feel free to close your eyes, bring that awareness internally, and just noticing how that feels in your body. You might slow that down so that there's a tension or gradient of tension and gradient of release. Nice, let's go for one more in your own pace of breath. And keeping those shoulders down when you're ready, we tip the head over to the right side, deep breath in. On your exhale, roll the chin down and round. Head tilts to the other side, deep breath in. Exhale, chin rolls down and round. And doing that within your own pace of breath. So notice the inhale when you're at that head tilt. Notice the transition when you exhale, rolling to the other side. Take your time to notice if the shoulders creep up. If they do, maybe go a little slower. Maybe there's areas as you take that transition that feels more contracted or sticky. Do you need to attend to that area a bit more slowly, or you can even pause there as well. Attentively being curious to the sensations that you feel within your body. Nice, and no rush. The next time the chin rolls down, we'll stay there. And it might feel nice just to gently rock the chin slightly side to side. It might feel nice to start to draw the belly button in towards the spine, stretching the arms. Maybe you stretch them onto the hands are rested on the knees, or you stretch them forward. And then on your next inhale, let's sweep the arms up, reach the arms up. Exhale, reaching now over to that side. So coming over to your right, hips stay on the ground. You might want to explore with movement, rotate the wrist, wriggle the fingers, or maybe you'd like to wave the hand in a semicircle. Again, entirely up to you. Just exploring what kind of care does your body need this morning, movement, or maybe a more static stretch. Knowing that every time that we practice, it's different. So give your body variation. Nice, and then on your next inhale, guide yourself back through center. We'll take both arms up. And then exhale over to the other side. Stretching over. And then again, you might stay here, you might start to wriggle fingers, Wave the wrist, wave the arm. Entirely up to you. Remembering to breathe. Take a moment to check in and how this side feels different, so you might attend to it differently. It doesn't have to be the same from the other side. Nice. Okay, next inhale, let's guide ourselves back through center, reaching up, looking up. And then exhale, start to make your way in through to all fours to tabletop. So that's knees underneath the hips and hands underneath the shoulders, where we'll spread the fingertips into the floor and we'll tuck the toes under as well. Nice. From there, let's sit the hips back, just as far back as it feels good for you. And then inhale, rock forward, just as far as it feels good for your wrist. Exhale to sit back. Inhale to rock forward. Attending again to what your body needs. So you might stay a little longer on the wrist. You might draw a little circle when you arrive at the wrist. So you might circle round and then sit back. Sit there for a breath or two. Awakening the toes, awakening the feet. And that gentle rock back and forth, just bringing movement to shoulders, hip and knee joints. Noticing what's going on in your body. Areas of space, areas of tension, maybe even some crackles and pops. As long as it's not painful, just gently guiding yourself into that movement. Nice. And when you are ready, let's return back through to all fours. Give the toes a good shake out, a good tap on the ground. And then let's move through to our cat and cow. So on your next inhale, drawing the tailbone to lift up, belly draws to the ground, opening and broadening the chest, shoulders down the back as we look forward. You don't have to look all the way up. You can look forward as far as it feels good for your neck. Exhale to tuck the chin in, press through the hands, round the back, draw the belly button in, and getting that tailbone to scoop under as well. Doing that within your own pace of breath now. Just starting to articulate that spinal movement, feeling free to wriggle. So if you arrive in cow pose and it feels quite nice just to give the shoulders and hips a little shuffle. Same if you arrive in cat pose to give your body a little shuffle, you might want to sit back as well. Attentively caring to and for your body and what it needs. Moving in time with breath. Closing your eyes and being curious to what it feels like as you transition through to cow and cat pose. Areas that need more attention, and maybe you slow down. So again, like in the neck roll, as you transition with your pace of breath, there might be just certain areas that feel more contracted or sticky, and you might just want to attend to that area a bit more slowly. No rush. Let's go for another round of breath there in your own pace. Nice. And when you are ready to, guide yourself back through to tabletop. Option 2, bring the big toes together, bring the knees together or widen them out to sit back into child's pose. With extending the arms out. Or if you're quite ready to, you might tuck the toes under, walk the hands slightly forward and send the hips back into a bent knee downward dog, rock forward. Or maybe you arrive in downward dog and you're pedaling the feet, bringing one heel down at a time. Attend to what you need this morning or what your body could need. What is your body willing to do? Is there energy to attend to come into a downward dog? Or you're feeling a bit unresourced, maybe you didn't have a good night's sleep and you would prefer to rest in child's pose. Does your body need rest, or does it need to expend energy? Or maybe feel energized by coming into a stronger pose. There is no wrong or right. It's different every day. Tend to what you need. We're coming, or we'll stay here for one more breath. Nice. For those in child's pose, start to just guide yourself up into a downward dog so that we can all start to transition to ragdoll. Gently walking the feet towards the hands, transitioning the weight towards the feet so that we can bring the hands off the floor. You might want to wave the wrists. You might want to have the arms to hang heavy here, fold the arms. If it feels quite intense, you might place the elbows on the knees for support. From there, can we really let the head go heavy? Does it feel good to stay still and breathe there, or does it feel better to move? Maybe you're gently nodding the head, shaking the head. Maybe you're gently swinging side to side. Can we let the body invert, release tension from the back, the shoulders, the neck, anything that we're holding on to here? Nice, let's go for one more breath there, keeping those knees soft. When you're ready, take your time to slowly roll up, keeping those knees bent. Slowly rolling up as we inhale. Head will come up last. And when we do arrive, feel free to take shoulder shrugs. Nice. And then from there, feel free to stay where you are. I'm just going to face towards you guys. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up. And you're going to take hold of your right wrist and then reach it over to the side. So we're taking it over to the left. Nice. And then inhale, come back through center. Taking hold of the other side. Exhale over. Now to the left. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, let's stretch those arms out wide, take up space, and then start to fold forwards. Hands onto shins as we inhale, lift the chest, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, hands come down, and let's step right foot back, lower the knee down, and we'll come into lunge. So into lunge, just making sure that the back knee is at a diagonal. Hands can frame the feet. Hands may come onto the knees or palms together. Make sure that you're finding space within that lunge. If you need to, you might shuffle the foot further forward. Knee stacks on top of ankle, whichever option you're in. Strong in that front leg. Inhale, can we lift from that pelvic floor, reaching up through from the crown or to the crown of the head, up towards the ceiling. And then as we breathe out, we might allow the hips to sink down, still strong in that front leg. Relaxing the shoulders, let's go for one more breath there. Nice, next inhale, let's reach the arms up. Exhale, bringing the hands down, tucking the toes, lifting the back knee to step into downward dog. Pedal the feet there for a few rounds. Again, if you don't fancy downward dog but you prefer to keep moving, you might come back into cow pose and cat pose. Nice, no rush. When you're ready, you may lower the knees, or you might not want to. You want to look forward towards that right thumb. And then exhale, stepping right foot forward to lunge position. Feel free to shuffle that front foot forward. Just make sure there's a somewhat of a diagonal, so it doesn't have to be a deep diagonal in that back leg. Hands frame the feet, Hands on the knees, palms together, entirely up to how you would like to approach this lunge. Knee sits on top of ankle, strong in that front leg. Inhale, can we draw up from that pelvic floor, lengthening through the spine, reaching up to the crown of the head. Exhale, you might find a bit of space to draw the hips down, strong in that front leg. Shoulders relaxed, one more breath there. Nice. When you're ready, next inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, bring the hands down, tuck the toes, lift the back knees, stepping into downward dog. Pedaling the feet, bringing one heel down at a time. Again, if this isn't for you, feel free to come into cow and cat pose. Nice. And then when you're ready, we're going to lower the knees down. Sit the hips back into an extended child's pose. You can take the knees out wider. And we're going to stay active here. Coming up onto the fingertips as we reach the hands forward. Feel free to keep the head lifted or rest onto the ground. As we actively reach those fingertips into the floor and forward, we send the hips back. Don't worry if the hips don't sit all the way down to the heels. Let's go for one more breath there. Nice. Gently start to place the palms back down. Guide yourself back up. Sit to the side as we bring the legs forward. Give them a good little shake up. Nice. And then from there, we're going to take our right foot, right knee, gently rocking side to side there. And then we're going to plant that foot over and across. Our other leg is extended and it's going to flex. Gently holding the shin as we inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, draw the shoulders down the back. So maybe you're feeling a gentle stretch in your glutes, your hip space. Nice. From there, let's inhale, reach left arm up. Exhale, wrap that hand or elbow to hook onto the knee, other hand sits behind. Inhale to sit up tall. Exhale to twist. So make sure we breathe out first, breathing out first, then looking over the back shoulder to twist. You can use your hand as well to give yourself more space. Likewise, if you're feeling quite okay in that twist, you might place the elbow to hook onto the outside of the knee, palm facing the same way you're facing, and that deepens that twist. But again, just listening to what your body needs. We're going to go for 2 more breaths here. Nice. When you're ready, let's inhale, come back through center and reach the arms up. Exhale, we're going to come over to the other side. Swing around. Hand places onto your ankle, the elbow is placed into the leg. Other hand sits just behind you. I'm just going to take a full breath in, sitting up tall. And a breath out, looking over the back shoulder. Nice. Gently guide yourself back through center. Give the legs a good shake out. Give the torso a good shake out. And then other side. Taking left foot, taking left knee. Gently rocking side to side there. Bring a bit of movement in the hips. Hip joint. And then planting that foot over and across. Toe, foot flexes on the extended leg. Gently holding your shin or knee. Inhale to lengthen, sit up tall. Exhale, shoulders moved away from your ears. Nice. And then from there, let's inhale, sweep right arm up. Exhale, placing hand or elbow to hook across, other hand sits behind. As we inhale, sitting up tall. That's it. As we exhale, look over the back shoulder. Inhale to lengthen. Breathing out first, create space to then guide yourself into twist. Again, you also have the option to hook the elbow into the knee as well if you'd like to deepen that twist. No rush. Your next inhale, guide yourself to reach back through to center. And then on your exhale, hand is coming down onto, place into your ankle, arms onto the inside of the leg, other hand behind. Inhale to sit up tall. Exhale to twist. Nice. And then when you're ready to, guide yourself back through center. Give your torso a good shake out. Give the legs a good shake out. Nice. And then from here, going to give you two options. So you might want to finish your practice seated and then do the meditation seated, or you might want to finish your practice lying down and then finish or do the meditation in corpse pose. Up to you. So if you would like to do a seated variation, we're going to come into bound angle, soles of the feet together, knees out to the side. If you prefer to do finish the practice recline, then you take recline, bound angle. Soles of the feet together, knees out to the side. Hands rest on belly, hands rest out to side. Whichever option you're in, remembering to breathe. So if you did take the option seated, feel free to shuffle, whether you're lying down or seated, shuffle the feet closer or further away from your hips. If you are seated, we inhale, lengthen. We exhale, fold. Maybe you're using the elbows to draw the knees out. And if you're lying down, can you settle the legs, settle the shoulders? Whichever option you're in. Breathing there. Always allowing yourself choice and understanding that we always have a choice. Whichever you choose, just allow that to be right for what your body needs today. And that changes each day, each week, each practice. Nice, we're going to go for 2 more breaths there. And then whether seated or lying down, take yourself to unravel out of the pose, release the legs, give them a little shake out on the ground. You can feel free to hug the knees in, rock side to side. And take a moment to take whatever your body needs today. Movement, if you want to go straight into stillness, settle into your final pose. So again, you might be seated, cross-legged, feel free to pop cushions underneath your hips. You might settle down into corpse pose Shavasana, extending the body out into the ground, feet out mat width, toes to fall out to the side. Palms rested, facing up alongside the body, or maybe hands rested onto the belly. And feel free to close the eyes. Settling into your final pose. To end our practice with a meditation. Noticing how you may feel now, physically, mentally, emotionally, and your energy levels. Hopefully you're feeling more connected to your body and maybe a bit more awake. And then noticing the contact that you have with the ground, whether you are lying down or seated. And can we Let go of the feet and let go of the legs. Let the hips sink down. Let the back unravel and the shoulders move and relax away from your ears. So if you're lying down, you're feeling that sensation of shoulders melting into ground. Maybe you gently rock the head side to side to find a neutral space for your neck to come into neutral. Letting your head rest, neck, throat relax. Letting the arms relax all the way down to the fingertips. And the next inhale, feeling the belly, chest expand. So if you're seated, maybe you feel a sense of uplift. If you're lying down, next exhale, feeling your shoulder blades back melt into the floor. Feeling your torso relax. Bringing our awareness now to the jaws, we unclench and relax the jaw, softening the spaces surrounding the eyes, relaxing eyeballs, eyelids, eyebrows, unraveling the forehead, creating space in between the eyebrows. Your next exhale. Is there anywhere else that you can surrender to find a sense of effortlessness in this posture? Even seated as well. And then bringing your attention towards your breath. Watching the sensations flow in through nose, expansion of belly and chest. Breathing out, feeling that sense of floating down. Air flowing out, the sensations out through the mouth or the nose. Up to you which one you want to breathe out of. So you might start to visualize as you inhale a wave flowing up. Expansion and uplift. And a wave flowing down. A sense of grounding, release. Two dualities residing in a cycle of breath. Two dualities or a duality present in your body in this present moment. Understanding that we need both that uplift and relaxation, that inhale and the exhale to complete that cycle of breath. Understanding that as a whole we need both rest and restoration, the yin and the action and doing more, only sometimes, the yang, when we feel resourced. Being curious to know what our boundaries are, what we are willing to do, and keeping those strong boundaries as self-promises to ourselves. To keep ourselves resourced, to attend to the care towards self. So attend to your body now as we breathe, relaxing the body. As we breathe, inviting space in the mind. Nice, and in this space, I'd like to invite you to plant a seed of intention of how maybe can you attend to your well-being this week, or adding something in your week this week that can attend to self-care or be very nourishing to care for yourself. Maybe it's just noticing when you need rest today and when you need to be energized, or when you're energized and when to spend that energy. Nice, and when you are ready, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Feel free to invite movement to fingers and toes. Rock the head from side to side. Invite a full body stretch as you reach arms up. Stretch legs out. And then go ahead to collect the knees in. Give yourself a big squeeze and a big hug. And just thanking yourself for dedicating this time to yourself. Thanking your body. Sending some gratitude to your body as you bring yourself back. So if you're laid down, you might start to gently rock side to side, roll over to the right. Or you might start to rock back and forth. Joining me in a comfortable seat position with the hands at the center of the chest. Arriving back into your day, ready to start your day. Let's inhale, circle the arms out wide. Palms meet at the top. Exhale, hands down through center. Namaste. Good morning and welcome back. Thank you for joining practice.